I was enjoying a leisurely day with my son in the trailer mountains when an authentic tale of betrayal. My son Ethan, at 18, stood taller than I, exuding a confidence that commanded admiration. His suggestion to rent a trailer and escape to the woods for a week caught me off guard. He spoke to me with a smile that evoked the boyish charm he once wielded to talk his way out of trouble. It's merely us, a blanket of snow beneath our feet, the glow of a warm fire, and a serene stillness surrounding us. I found myself compelled to agree. Following an extended holiday season, the idea of a tranquil week in the mountains was simply irresistible. We packed warm clothes, board games, and a selection of books for those tranquil evenings ahead. Most of the planning was orchestrated by Ethan. He secured the trailer, meticulously charted the course, and curated a playlist for the journey. The journey stretched on, yet the frost-laden trees lining the road appeared as if they had leapt from the pages of a postcard. Upon arriving at a quaint, secluded trailer park nestled within a snowy valley, an overwhelming sense of tranquility washed over me. The beauty was undeniable. Only we remained, embraced by the mountains and accompanied by the crackling whispers of the fire. With each passing day, our connection deepened in ways we had never anticipated. At dawn, we embarked on a hike through the serene woods. At lunchtime, we savored hot cocoa, and as night fell, we engaged in conversation with genuine souls gathered around the campfire. What once felt mundane within the confines of home now flowed effortlessly. He shared with them his aspirations, anxieties, and even the hidden chapters of his life that had remained shrouded in secrecy until this moment. My perception of him evolved, shifting not only in regard to the boy I had nurtured but also in light of the man he was becoming. His demeanor exuded a subtle yet undeniable strength and confidence. It struck me just how infrequently I had leaned on him since the separation from his father. After an exhausting stroll one evening, we returned to the trailer with our cheeks flushed from the chill. Ethan insisted on having dinner prepared, a straightforward pasta dish that delivers delightful flavors. As we dined beneath the gentle glow of an electric lamp, I observed how he effortlessly filled the space around us. I invoked a long-forgotten childhood nickname to express my gratitude, saying, "Thanks for this, Ali." The plan was truly exceptional. As his cerulean gaze locked onto mine, the atmosphere seemed to crackle with electricity for an instant. He spoke gently, "Mom, it's truly wonderful to simply be here with you. It appears that in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, we have lost the art of genuine conversation." His words resonated deeply within me. He was indeed correct. Amidst the demands of school, work, and the myriad of daily responsibilities, genuine moments of connection have grown increasingly elusive. That night, a fire blazed outside, and the wind howled fiercely, yet we remained silent. As Ethan immersed himself in his book, I gazed out the window, observing the delicate snowflakes descend gracefully to the earth below. I was filled with gratitude for him, for the man he was becoming, and for all the effort he put into making this journey a reality. I had never witnessed that aspect of him before, yet it revealed the depth of his feelings for our relationship. An ethereal enchantment lingered in the mountains, transforming each fleeting moment into a cinematic tableau. Ethan appeared determined to transform the week into an unforgettable experience. Following our profound conversation, I awoke to the inviting aroma of coffee, enveloping me in a sense of warmth and welcome. As I blinked awake, I found Ethan framed in the doorway of the cozy resting area, a steaming mug cradled in his hand and a warm smile illuminating his features. "Good morning, sleepyhead," he teased playfully. "I believed you deserved breakfast in bed, for you were an exceptional companion on our hike." I chuckled softly as I adjusted the cozy blanket enveloping me. "What, am I really the ideal companion for hiking now? I believe I caught the sound of your moans echoing through the final mile yesterday." He chuckled and handed me the mug. "That was a notion, to sustain our spirits and bring a smile to your face. This is a testament to my selflessness." A wave of gratitude washed over me as I savored the coffee, perfectly brewed to my liking. Outside, snowflakes danced through the air, while within the confines of the trailer, an enveloping silence wrapped around us, as if the entire world had faded away, leaving just the two of us in our secluded haven. I gazed into his eyes and expressed my gratitude, saying, "Thank you, this is truly delightful." He offered a nonchalant shrug, his gaze unwavering. "Mother, you truly deserve this. Your assistance to others is truly remarkable. It is now your moment to receive the care you deserve." As we basked in the morning warmth of the trailer, his words lingered in my mind, weaving through my thoughts like a gentle breeze. Ethan subsequently proposed that we explore another track in the vicinity. The frigid winter air compelled us to wrap ourselves snugly, and we embarked on our journey. In the stillness of the forest, the only noise that pierced the silence was the crunch of our boots upon the snow. The stroll was delightful. Extended stretches of quiet were punctuated by his witty quips and light-hearted remarks. As I jested about the heat rendering me nearly immobile, he remarked that the frost adorning my hat gave me the appearance of a character straight out of a survival film. I playfully struck him with my swatter, and his laughter echoed through the trees. Yet, as darkness descended, the day took an unexpected turn. As we made our way back to the trailer along a notably treacherous stretch of the trail, my foot unexpectedly lost its grip, sending me crashing down onto my side. A sudden jolt of pain surged through my leg. "Mother!" Ethan arrived promptly and assisted me in sitting up. His hands moved with a calm assurance, tender yet firm. "Are you all right?" he inquired, his voice laced with concern. "What causes pain?" "My leg." I flinched and attempted to shift it, yet the pain was piercing and refused to relent. "I think I may have twisted it." He enveloped me in his embrace instantly, as though I were as light as a feather. "Indeed," he warned her firmly, "don't even think about walking on it." I replied softly, "Ethan, I'm fine." He interrupted her with a voice that was gentle yet resolute. "There shall be no disputes. Text, I refuse to allow you to complicate matters further, especially since you're already in a difficult place," he added, a sly grin playing on his lips. "Moreover, I have been dedicating myself to fitness precisely for moments such as these." Despite the sting, his joke elicited a chuckle from me. A sense of safety enveloped me, a feeling long absent, as his warmth contrasted with the biting chill of the air, and his steady embrace anchored me in that moment. After our return, Ethan gently placed me on the small couch in the trailer. He propped my leg up with a pillow, gently encasing it in an ice pack. He knelt beside me and murmured, "We'll head home tomorrow, but tonight you're staying right here. Simply request what you require." As the night wore on and fatigue began to settle in, the persistent ache in my leg refused to let me drift into slumber. In the stillness of the night, I stirred from my slumber, trembling from the chill that seeped in from outside, despite the comforting warmth enveloping the trailer. A throbbing pain pulsed through my head as I stumbled upon a shocking revelation. A fever had taken hold of me. "Ethan," I whispered gently, my voice barely rising above a breath. In a heartbeat, he was beside me, his expression etched with concern. "Mother, what troubles you?" he inquired, his fingers gliding gently over my cheek. "You find yourself experiencing both warmth and chill simultaneously. Hold on a moment." He slipped into bed beside me, encircling me with his arms and drawing the covers snugly over us before I had a chance to utter a word. He advised her, "You must find warmth." His voice exuded a soothing warmth. I rested my head against his chest, attuned to the rhythmic pulse of his heart. The warmth radiating from his body enveloped me, dispelling the lingering chills that had gripped me. His hand glided softly and tenderly across my back, bringing me a sense of comfort. I expressed my gratitude, though my voice carried a hint of drowsiness. He always responded softly, his lips grazing my hair in a manner that unmistakably conveyed his affection. "I shall forever keep a watchful eye on you." In the stillness of the night, I found myself unexpectedly drawn to him, enveloped in the comfort of his warmth. Our bond had deepened in ways that eluded my ability to articulate. For the first time in years, I surrendered completely to the experience of being cared for, embracing the trust that I was not alone. As I drifted into slumber, my mind wandered to the profound transformation this journey had wrought upon my perspective, not only regarding Ethan but also concerning the bond we shared. The following morning, I stirred from sleep to the delicate aroma of something delicious wafting through the air. Despite the ache in my legs, the comforting embrace of the blankets and the soothing aroma enveloped me, making it more bearable. I rose gradually, a wince escaping me as the motion registered. Ethan stood at the modest kitchen counter, his back turned to me, softly humming as he prepared his meal. I made the call in the morning, despite my voice carrying a hint of hoarseness. As he pivoted, a broad grin illuminated his features. "Awaken, you drowsy dreamer. The morning meal is nearly prepared. What are your feelings today?" I felt some soreness, yet it was nothing compared to the discomfort of the previous night. He nodded, yet a deep furrow of concern etched across his brow. "I prepared toast and eggs. I'll prepare a plate for you, but we must head to the hospital afterward." With a gentle laugh, I declared, "No arguments." His tone, imbued with a sense of protection, stirred something deep within me. That seems to be a rather unfortunate notion. Faithful to his promise, he presented me with a plate and insisted that I assist him with every task. His gaze ignited a warmth within me, even as he steadied the plate while I indulged in my meal. As I observed him tidying up in the aftermath, a profound affection stirred within me, elusive and difficult to define. As he turned to face me, I gazed into his eyes and heard him say, "Thank you." He inquired, his smile becoming gentler. "I appreciate your unique presence and the wonderful care you provide me." He held my gaze for a fleeting moment, his eyes locked onto mine, before finally nodding in acknowledgement. His cheeks bore a delicate flush. "Always, dear mother." The descent from the mountain unfolded effortlessly, with the snow-laden landscape revealing its timeless beauty once more. Ethan's gaze lingered on me, a silent inquiry etched in his expression, ensuring my well-being. As he adjusted the heater, his hand would occasionally brush against mine. He even bypassed songs on the list that he believed might irritate me. By the time we arrived at the hospital, I felt utterly exhausted. Ethan assisted me in exiting the car, his hand enveloping mine as we strolled inside. As the doctors examined my leg, his hand lingered on my shoulder. The kind doctor reassured me, explaining that it was merely a bad strain as he carefully secured a tight brace around my leg. "Simply refrain from it for a few days and all will be well." A chuckle escaped me as Ethan released a sigh of relief. I jested about how your happiness seems to outshine my own. There are those who should be concerned for your well-being. A cunning smile spread across his face as he retorted. Upon our return home, a profound sense of relief washed over me, for I was finally in the place that felt like my true sanctuary. Ethan provided me with blankets, tea, and even the remote, ensuring I was comfortable on the couch before he retreated to the kitchen. I said to him, "You need not take on every task." With a grin, he peeked around the corner to respond. "You deserve to be pampered," he remarked. "Allow me the pleasure of looking after you for once." He accomplished that on my behalf. He restrained me from engaging in much over the following days. He tidied up his space, prepared delicious meals, and even joined me on the couch as I indulged in my favorite shows. It had been so long since I experienced such a profound sense of care, and I was unaware of just how much I had longed for it. However, a few nights later, everything took a turn. As we lounged on the couch, the gentle glow of the television illuminated the room, creating delicate shadows that danced across the walls. Ethan lounged beside me, his arm draped effortlessly over the back of the couch. My leg rested comfortably upon a pillow. In the presence of two individuals who share a profound comfort, a serene silence envelopes them, effortlessly weaving its way through their connection. Suddenly, he uttered words that seemed to come from nowhere. "Mother," he spoke with an unexpectedly grave tone. "I have something to share with you." The resonance of his voice sent a jolt through me as I pivoted to meet his gaze. "Laura, what troubles you?" As my anxiety deepened, I inquired. He paused, contemplating, before raising his gaze to connect with mine, his attention drifting to his hands. He expressed these words: "I've been reflecting on our connection, reflecting on the distinct sensations that permeate our lives in the present moment." I drew in a sharp breath, my heart racing with intensity. I inquired, though my voice trembled with uncertainty. He leaned forward slightly, his expression unguarded and completely open. He expressed to her, "I care for you deeply, beyond the bounds of just being my mother. It pains me to admit this, but I find myself deeply in love with you. More than just family, you are a figure I admire deeply. Honor," and his voice grew gentler. "A person with whom I long to share every moment of my life." The air was thick with tension, a palpable weight between us, born from his candid words. It pained me to reflect on his words, to consider the depth of his emotions, and to acknowledge the courage it took for him to express them. "Olivia," I started, yet my voice trembled. I found myself stumbling. I find myself at a loss for words, struggling to comprehend the depth of emotion his words have stirred within me. He had been by my side each day for several days, offering me warmth and tenderness. Deep within, I was aware of a stirring sensation, something I had refrained from acknowledging. He swiftly replied, "It's all right," with a delicate, nearly sheepish smile gracing his lips. He raised his hand to signal me to halt. There is no need for words. The urge to express myself had become too overwhelming to contain any further. Tears brimmed at the corners of my eyes as I extended my hand to grasp his. Finding the words was a struggle, yet I managed to tell Ethan, "You mean so much to me, beyond what words can express. What we possess is truly one of a kind, and I hold it in the highest regard." He tightened his grip on my hand and gazed into my eyes, searching for something I wasn't certain I could provide. Yet, in that precise instant, a singular truth emerged with undeniable clarity. We were united in our shared journey, regardless of its nature. His statement left me utterly speechless. His words hung in my thoughts, reminiscent of the gentlest snowfall, unexpected, stunning, and profoundly profound. His sincere blue eyes remained locked onto mine. A serene hope enveloped them, a duality that both soothed and unsettled my spirit. Without a second thought, I leaned in and enveloped him in a tight embrace, as if releasing him would shatter the fragile moment we shared. His embrace was unwavering and grounded, enveloping me in a cocoon of warmth. For a fleeting moment, nothing else held significance. Only the two of us, leaving aside the difficult parts and the inquiries. "Ethan, you mean the world to me too," I whispered, my voice trembling with emotion. "It is essential for you to be aware of this." In response, he enveloped me in his embrace, drawing me nearer with a firm grip. He whispered gently, his voice barely audible against my arm. Fear gripped me at the thought of sharing this with you, yet I found myself unable to contain it any further. I gently reclined, my gaze fixed on him, my fingers weaving through his hair as I had so often done in his younger days. Yet, on this occasion, it carried a distinct sense. It contained a greater measure of kindness. I spoke to her softly, "You possess a bravery that surpasses my own. I stand by your side, unwavering and steadfast, through every circumstance that may arise." As he locked his gaze with mine, a subtle yet genuine smile blossomed on his lips. His honesty enveloped me in a comforting warmth. We lingered in that embrace for a few more moments, enveloped in the warmth of each other's arms. Then I shifted slightly, wincing as pain radiated from my injured leg. Without hesitation, he offered, "Allow me to assist." His concern resurfaced as he gently assisted me back onto the couch. With meticulous attention, he adjusted the pillow beneath my leg and then, to my astonishment, began to gently caress my leg. His touch exuded a gentle warmth, enveloping like a soothing embrace. "Does this cause pain?" he inquired, maintaining a cautious distance from the swollen area, as he traced the edge of the tape. I replied with a firm shake of my head, "No, truly feels delightful." His touch was gentle and affectionate, evoking a sense of care that transcended the physical. It not only eased my pain, but his gaze conveyed that caring for me was the paramount priority in his life. The sensation in my chest intensified, compelling me to reach out and caress his cheek. "It's been so kind of you to assist me, Ethan," I murmured gently. I find myself pondering the sheer fortune that has graced my life. For a fleeting moment, his hand stilled, and he lifted his gaze to meet mine, his expression a puzzle I couldn't decipher. He whispered to her gently, "It's not mere chance. It has perpetually existed in this manner." An unspoken bond lingered between us, a silent comprehension that we both refrained from articulating. I found solace in his warmth, relishing the gentle, rhythmic motion of his hand gliding slowly along my leg. A unique tranquility enveloped me. "Shall I remain by your side this evening?" After a prolonged silence, he inquired with a hint of trepidation. His tone carried a palpable tension, as though he were uncertain of my response. I nodded without a moment's hesitation. "That resonates well with me." His smile was subtle and reserved. As he shifted the blankets enveloping me and switched off the television, the room descended into shadows. In the shadowy confines of the room, the lamp perched on the side table stood as the solitary beacon of illumination. Ethan settled beside me, his fingers slipping beneath the blanket to find my hand. I nestled against him, resting my head gently on his shoulder. The silence lingered for an extended period, yet it felt entirely natural. Emotions too profound to articulate enveloped the stillness. I surrendered to the stillness, allowing my eyelids to drift shut as I embraced the calm of rest. The rhythmic cadence of his breath beside me brought a sense of comfort. In the days that followed, a subtle yet unmistakable shift unfolded between us. It unfolded gradually, without any fanfare or upheaval. It existed seamlessly, woven into the fabric of our daily rituals. It was the lingering touch of his hand in mine as he guided me to the kitchen, or the warmth I sensed in his gaze that transcended mere maternal pride. As the evenings unfolded, we found ourselves increasingly drawn to the couch, our proximity growing in a manner that was simultaneously familiar and unsettling. Though words eluded us, an unvoiced connection blossomed between us, growing more profound with each passing day. One tranquil night, as we sat together in serene silence, Ethan leaned in and rested his head against mine, catching me off guard. "Have you ever pondered what life might be like if we were the sole inhabitants of this world?" he inquired in a voice that was nearly a whisper. As I glanced in his direction, the delicate fragility etched upon his features sent my heart into a frantic rhythm. "Could you clarify what you mean?" I made a gentle inquiry. Uncertainty clouded his mind as his fingers danced along the edge of the blanket. "There is nothing on the horizon to anticipate, and no one else to concern myself with. We are simply looking after one another." His words stirred a whirlwind of emotions within me, leaving me momentarily adrift in their complexity. I spoke in a gentle tone, one that evokes tranquility. "Ethan, life is not so simple. You're already aware of that." He uttered the words, "I do." He offered a slight nod, his gaze unwavering and resolute. I continued to hope that it might be possible. Struggling to find the right words, I intertwined my fingers with his and spoke with conviction. "Regardless of the circumstances, we will navigate this journey side by side." A profound sensation stirred within me as he gazed in my direction. It eluded my grasp, a fleeting thought just beyond reach. He spoke softly, "I don't believe I've ever loved anyone quite like I love you." The words carried the weight of an admission rather than merely serving as a straightforward statement. As my heart swelled, I pulled him close, enveloping him in a tight embrace, fearing that releasing him would shatter the delicate magic of the moment we were experiencing together. He embraced me tightly, as though he shared the same fear that this fleeting moment might slip away. I murmured, "I love you as well." The words carried a significance I had not entirely grasped until that very instant. It was not merely a symbol of affection. It stood as a vow.